What's up, gang? How you guys doing? It is Lieutenant Sal Blue, 28-year law enforcement veteran and the author of the Top 25 Mistakes En Route to the Good Life, second edition. I'm also the author of the first edition and the author of the Mentor Manifesto. But anyway, man, second edition. And this is my last podcast of the year. That's right, last podcast of the year. And I want you guys to get over there to Lieutenant Sal Blue. I'm giving away. I'm trying to do about 10,000 autographed copies for 2022. Did not hit that milestone in the end of 2021 when I started a promotion. So 2022 is going to be the push. 10,000 autographed copies I'm going to be giving away. Free. You guys pay the shipping. Okay. But anyway, I'm excited about today's podcast just because it's my last podcast. It's going to be short, brief. I'm going to work, guys. And so as I talk about my podcast, what I was reminded of by my beautiful wife was that when you do things for people, you need to do them with compassion or don't do them at all, right? And it's take me back so far, got to be about 15 years ago when my mentor talked to me about the act of giving, right? And it is that act of giving, right, that you need to be giving with an open heart. You need to be giving with a kind heart. You need to be doing the things that you are doing, okay, with a heart filled with love, right? Because why else are you doing them? You know, it is so strange. And I love the fact that I get called on things when I mess up, right? And I don't have a problem telling you guys that I mess up. I mess up a lot, man. I mess up a lot. That's part of life. But the reason why I mess up a lot, man, is because I'm always trying. I'm always trying something new, something innovative, something different. I'm always trying to make the most out of my life, right? So in doing so, I'm going to try a lot of things and probably make even more mistakes, guys. So that is just how it goes. But it is very, very important that you master the art of giving, right? And I call it an art because a lot of us just give, and we give with resentment. We give with hurt. We give with pain. We give with anger. We give with all types of things except for what we're supposed to be giving with, right? We're supposed to be giving with love. We're supposed to be doing things that we promised we would do with love and compassion, not with resentment or anger or anxiety or anxiousness, right? That is not how you need to be living your life. You need to be living your life full of, right, giving value, but giving value because it makes other people feel good. Hopefully it makes you feel good as well. But because it makes other people feel good, because it adds to someone else's life other than your own. You know, so I'm using 2021, the last day of 2021, okay, to set myself up for success for 2022, right? In 2022, my success, I need to truly get back to the point of where I'm giving 100% and not expecting anything from anybody, right? But I need to do it different this time, right? I was giving 100%, saying that I wasn't expecting anything from anybody, but when no one gave me anything in return, boy, oh boy, did it stir up some feelings and emotions inside of me. And so you need to learn how to make that transition and that change. And I as well need to learn how to work on that so that when I'm giving 100%, I'm giving it and truly giving it. Truly giving with compassion, truly giving with love, truly giving with all my heart and caring, because this is what's important to me, right? My wife is what's important to me. My children are what's important to me. Giving value to people who matter is what's important to me. And so I've become enlightened in just a brief moment, in a small statement, right? And I just noticed, and I had to really, really check myself, guys, because a lot of things that I was doing them and being a little irritable about them, being a little angry about them, having little problems about doing them. And I would do them, right? But I constantly needed acknowledgement. I constantly needed a pat on the head. I constantly needed a good job, right? I constantly needed that to validate the fact that I was giving, right? I may talk about not caring that anybody was acknowledging me, but at the same token, I believe deep down inside that my actions show totally different, right? And my actions show totally different because I had a lot of attitude. And so as much as I tried to hide it, eventually over time, it starts to leak out. It starts to leak out of your pores, man. When you are feeling resentment, when you are feeling neglected, when you are feeling angry, it begins to leak out of your pores. And you begin to show it to people that you love and you care for. And you have to learn how to make that transition. You have to learn how to make that change, guys. Because that change is truly what's going to change your life, right? It is truly what's going to change your life. So the question in today's podcast is, why are you giving if you are constantly expecting something in return? Why are you giving if you are constantly expecting something in return? Man, expectations lead to one thing, and I found this out: disappointment, right? And I'm not saying that being a pessimist, because I'm far from a pessimist. I'm a super, super optimist, right? But giving and expecting someone else to give because you give is setting yourself up for failure, right? And it's setting yourself up for the exact opposite of the law of reciprocity, right? The law of reciprocity says that you give without the expectations of a return from the person that you're giving to. And the universe will provide for you, right? So if the universe is going to provide for you, then why are you shooting daggers at the person because they didn't acknowledge the fact that you gave, right? That's not where your gift is coming from. That is not where your prosperity is going to grow. Listen, as a matter of fact, right, what you should start doing is you should start giving to people who you know can't give you anything in return. That will break you of that serious habit of always looking for somebody to give you something back. Start giving to people who you know for a fact don't have nothing to give you in return. Nothing. Right? When you begin to do that, you begin to open up your heart, because I believe a lot of people right now are operating with a closed heart, with a closed mind, right? They're operating in true selfishness. Because everything that they're doing, everything that they're saying, right, is forcing them, okay, into a situation where they expect something back in return. Now, I get it. There's nothing wrong with doing hard work and expecting a day's pay. Nothing wrong with that. That is what you're supposed to do. That is the contract that you signed up for. So, of course, you're supposed to do some hard work and you're supposed to get paid for it, right? That is that contract that you signed. But the law of reciprocity does not work like that, right? The law of reciprocity is not going to tell you where that next paycheck, called a blessing, is going to come from. You don't supposed to know that, right? You just supposed to be the changed person, and because your heart is open and giving, right, it is just like the circulation of money, right? When you begin to hoard money and hold on to money and start living your life in straight panic mode when it comes to the money that you have and always living in scarcity, the law of the universe will return in kind. It will have you living in scarcity, right? It will change your mindset, and your mindset creates the life that you are currently in. Right? So if you're thinking scarcity, it's going to be scarcity. If you're thinking you can't pay the bills, then you're going to have a very, very hard time paying the bills. If you think you're just skimming in there by the skin of your teeth, then guess what? That is what your life is going to be each and every day, barely making it, man. So think about that, right? Think about that for 2022 as I have you guys go in there and begin to do important things, okay, with your mind, right? Begin to work on your mind. Begin to work on your mindset and your thoughts. Also, begin to work on your self-talk, right? Your self-talk. I've had some very, very strong self-talk that if I heard myself saying that out loud, I would be ashamed. I would be ashamed of the words that came out of my mouth if I spoke those words about myself out loud. Okay? And that is what a lot of us are doing. A lot of us are talking really bad and shameful about ourselves, right? Saying that we're not good enough, saying that we can't afford this, saying that we're living like this from paycheck to paycheck. Here's the deal. Every reality that you're currently living in is something that you created. You created this reality. You created this life for yourself. And because you created this life for yourself, there's nothing going to come out of it but what you manifest. Right? And this is the hard part, right? This is the hard part. And I want you guys to get this. This is going to be a short podcast because we got a lot going on tonight. So it's going to be about 10, 15 minutes this podcast. But listen. Because you need to get this in order to take this forward into 2022, right? It is very, very easy to manifest, okay? It is super easy to manifest the life that you want. If you don't believe me, right, look at people out there having a bad life, right? What are some of the things that they do? People that are having a bad life, what are some of the things that they do, right? They're always watching television. Right? They're always watching the news. They're always looking at social media, talking about the things that other people have that they don't have, right? They're always wanting the life that somebody else has. Okay? They're always talking about, I'm barely getting by. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm faking it till I make it. They say all these things, right? They say all of these things, okay? And what happens? The universe provides exactly what they want. Exactly what they've been mentioning. The universe makes sure that they get exactly that. Okay? Exactly enough to make it to the next paycheck. Okay? Exactly enough so that people think that you're doing okay in a job, but you're not actually doing okay in a job. You know, when you talk about faking it to make it, right? The universe will give you horrible relationships, right? Because that's what you manifested. That's what you said. And so as you watch the news and you see tragic things happen, you begin to think about that all the time. And you begin to worry about it all the time. And because you begin to think about it and worry about it all the time, guess what? It manifests. It grows. That what you think about the most will be the life that you have, guys. That what you think about the most. So start crafting your world and your life in 2022, okay, to things that you want, okay, but put yourself in those situations. Manifest your life to the positive, right? Manifest your life to something that's going to benefit you, okay? Avoid the news. Avoid all of the self-talk of beating yourself up. And avoid the people who are trying to keep you exactly where you're at, which is in the same bad places you've been for years. You know, when you talked about after this, as soon as this pandemic breaks, I'm going to have the best life possible. Yeah, that was in 2019. What did you do? 2020, what did you do? 2021 now, guys. It is going into 2022 starting tomorrow, and you have to, okay, buckle down. You have to buckle down and make the changes. And the changes start in your manifestation of your own reality. Right? And that change will come, right, when you begin to open up, okay, and start to give. Okay, start to give as if there's no scarcity in your life. Start to give as if you understand and know that there's abundance all around us throughout this world. You have to begin to do this in order to have the best life possible. When you begin to live your life in abundance and giving in abundance and giving value and speaking in abundance and speaking gifts and speaking value, when you begin to speak that and then turn that into your self-talk, or where you're always talking to yourself positively and encouragingly as opposed to beating yourself up, that's when the magic happens. That's when your life starts to change, and that's when things start looking up for the better, man. Listen, I got a lot to do this evening because it's New Year's Eve, right? I got to go to work. I have to wrap up this podcast, and I have to spend some time with my family in through midnight when I get home from work. So I just want you guys to start understanding that in 2022, okay, there is no more 2021. It is time to make the change tonight, okay, and in the next 24 hours, right? Begin to start to focus on the change and manifesting your future. Okay, begin to stop talking bad about yourself and begin to give value, okay, without expectations, because that ruins the entire premise on giving, man. So start giving value, stop expecting, open your heart, and live in abundance, man. This is Lieutenant Sound Blue. I'm wrapping it up for the end of 2021. Happy New Year, guys, man. Jeez. What a year, 21. Super, super fantastic. Okay, and I just want to say to you guys, thank you for all the likes, all the follows, right, on my YouTube channel. You guys have blown that thing up for me this year in 2021. We want to quadruple that in 2022, right? 2022, I'm going for 100,000 followers, okay, and I'm going for 1 billion likes on one of my videos. So we're going to be working on that. Okay, it's going to take a lot of work to do that, and I don't mind the work, right? Because we're just going to give and speak abundance. So make sure you guys hop on over to Lieutenant Sal Blue and check me out, giving out 10,000 copies, right? 10,000 copies. When I hit the milestone of 10,000 autographed copies of my book, I'm going to be doing a special edition on my podcast. So make sure you guys continually tune in and check that out. All right, and also give me a shout out on all the social medias at Lieutenant Sal Blue, and I will do a podcast especially built for you, so that you can have the best life possible. All right, so this is Lieutenant Sal Blue wrapping it up and signing off. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, or how about I will talk to you guys next year. Next year, I'll talk to you guys next year, man. You guys have a fantastic New Year's Eve celebration. All right? Deuces. You guys have a good night, man. Awesome.